Finally, 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 finally,
Finally, Super Bowl preview show. Myself, Natty Baptiste, Shabazz will be joining in a second. He out here doing what he got to do. Man, it has been a long 2 weeks. We haven't seen each other since Tuesday of last week. We recapped the championship games. Quick recap: Buffalo sold the bag, didn't do the right protections, and then the Commanders fumbled the bag, literally fumbled the bag away, and almost beat Philly, but they got 55 put on their heads. I'm Natty Baps. Welcome to Super Bowl preview for 2024-2025 season. Me and Shabazz will go over our personal keys for victory for both the Eagles and the Chiefs. And then at the end, we'll tell you who we think is going to win. Strap in. Elku, I know he's going to join at some point. Resident Eagles supporter, one of our biggest supporters we've had ever. Elku, resident Eagles fan. Hopefully he joins up show. He will show up soon. Love the shirt, Shabazz. How are you doing today, sir?
Good, man. I'm Gucci, man. Feel good. Couple shows left for now, but it's all right. We'll talk about that on Tuesday. I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Super Bowl Sunday. I've not placed a bet in mad long. I feel like I got the itch. On my. As y'all know, TikTok got banned, but unbanned, so I deleted TikTok. I was like, So I'm on Instagram Reels now, and I'm like, it's a nice change of pace, you know. But now I'm seeing a lot of gambling, like casino videos. Like, damn, I wish I had a casino to go to. But New York soon will have 3, like live table, sometime in 2025. So I'm excited for that. But enough about me. Natural sacrifice trivia about football to come here tonight. So,
dude, my team was in first place. We were in first place, and I'm like, I gotta leave. So it is what it is. Anyway, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend. My first key is, and again, we're not trying to be the pundits. People have talked about the Super Bowl for 2 weeks now. Dan Orlovsky's done breakdowns. Ryan Clark's done breakdowns. If you watch ESPN, if you watch Fox Sports, especially First Things First, Nick Wright, he literally just released his tier list. So I wanted to pick 3 specific team people, all that good stuff that I think is going to have the biggest impact for each team. The first person in my list is Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter, he actually missed practice today with an illness. So he missed, actually not practice, he missed media day, like the media session today with an illness. So hopefully he feels good. He's going to play. Duh. No questions asked. I put him as my number 1 key for this following reason. No quarterback likes pressure. Every quarterback wants to be clean pocket. As Stephen A. used to say, sit back, order dinner, call his girl, da-da-da. Most quarterbacks like no pressure, obviously. The elite ones can handle pressure from the sides, but even the GOAT, Tom Brady himself, what was his boogaboo? Like tap dancing, like the great Gregory Hines, if you will. Pressure up the middle. Pressure up the middle is how you disturb the greats. Lamar, Mahomes, Allen. Forcing them outside the pocket is kind of a dangerous game too, but that's how pressure from the edges work. But when you got pressure as soon as boom, Jalen Carter, massive man of a human being, pressuring Mahomes up the middle with no time to react, that's how you slow down Mahomes. I'm not saying you're stopping Mahomes entirely, but the Super Bowl that they lost to the Bucs, 31-9, what happened? Mahomes got sacked like 6 times, pressured on more than half of his dropbacks. So it's a situation where even the GOAT, even the young GOAT, the kid, if you will, in Mahomes had his worst game as a professional because his offensive line couldn't block. And the person that's leading that charge for Philly, yes, you got Brandon Graham, who's going to be in limited snaps. Yes, you got the linebackers. We're going to talk about them later. But for the defensive line, the most important player is Jalen Carter. if he's able to get up in front of that center and make the center look like absolute dog water, there's going to be a long day for Kansas City. So he's my number one key. Him is just the entire defensive line, but specifically keying in on Jalen Carter.
So I didn't prepare any keys, but I would definitely agree 100% with that. I think for you're saying the entire defense as a whole, like you guys have been touted as the best defense or top 5. Last Super Bowl, you guys had a decent defense. It was like a bend not break. But this year, and they had asked what's his face? They had asked Jalen Hurts, oh, what's different about this Super Bowl team compared to the last one? And obviously Saquon Barkley is a huge addition to that. But he said maturity, like the defense matured. Darius Slay, but you also got key guys like Quinyon Mitchell, who, if I was to say that's a key, he's one of my keys because rookie, this is your moment. Like tomorrow's NFL honors, like he might get recognized as the defensive rookie of the year. Maybe. Probably is gonna be Jared Verse. You know, he has a bright future. In the playoffs, he had no interceptions throughout the whole season, but he has like 2 in the postseason. So big time players, big time moments. So that's where you're like, okay, cool. Jalen Carter, his being setting the tone, because he is this. I guess he's the second best defensive player. I would say. I can't say that because Chris Jones, he's the best one. But then, is it Trent McDuffie? Is it Jalen Carter?
Is it George Karlaftis? Is it
you know what I'm saying? Because George Karlaftis in the playoffs, he has more playoff sacks than Lawrence Taylor, TJ Watt, JJ Watt, everybody. So like he steps up in the playoffs. So and Nick Bolton was just he would have been the MVP, but he was the true key changer of the last Super Bowl. So it's so many players, but Quinyon Mitchell, Jalen Carter, they can't allow 30 something. They can't. I think their defense is better than Buffalo's. And I think they have the players and the coaching staff. If Vic Fangio is going to use the players available and make some noise. So let's go.
Word. Bet. Key number 2 on the offensive side for Philly, for me, is Dallas Goedert. Oh, yeah, A.J. Brown, of course, run Saquon 1. He's going to have like 150 yards-ish type situation. If Philly is game plan, if you tell them the game script, they ran the ball for 200 yards, oh, GG's, right? So Kansas City's like, can't have that. And they're going to key in on Saquon Barkley. They're going to key in. They're going to have Trent McDuffie. They're going to have Jalen Watson guarding the 2 stud receivers and Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. So what does that leave? That leaves Dallas Goedert, a man that's awesome, especially after the catch, that can make some damage. And this is where if you play Madden, right, Madden or college football, having seam routes, having post corner routes with your tight end, having him go above the defense, at least above the linebackers, trying to have safeties cover him is a bad situation. He's a matchup nightmare, and unfortunately, he cooked the Saints when they played in New Orleans in Week 3. He had like 170 yards, the most ever for any player in the Superdome. So he's going back to a place that he's familiar with. I truly believe that Dallas Goedert, he's going to have to sometimes we're going to talk about the Chiefs and their pressuring of Jalen Hurts, but dump-offs, safety blanket type situations, type beats, I think Dallas Goedert is going to have – I also spelled his name wrong, but Dallas Goedert is going to have a monster game if Philly wants to have a chance. Also, I'm going to spell his name right this time. It's Goe.
I would definitely agree with you in the Dallas Goedert department. Obviously, you're saying keys. Saquon is inexplicable,
right? Like I'm trying to be outside the box,
outside the norm thinking. I can respect it, and I agree with you. The biggest weakness I would say Kansas City has, one is their ability to start fast. 2, red zone. Against Buffalo, they did pretty well in the red zone, but throughout the season, they struggled in the red zone, and they can't really guard tight ends well. So obviously you're gonna have AJ on probably McDuffie on that. So Devontae, who actually cooked in the last Super Bowl, and Dallas Goedert, those two are gonna have one-on-one matchups, and especially if the Chiefs play zone, Dallas Goedert just be in the zone, the right read, make the right calls. If you got to shorten a route, cool. If you got to extend it a little bit, cool. But it's also on Jalen Hurts to make those throws and make those plays. So we'll see. But I definitely agree with the Dallas Goedert part of it.
Do you have another key, or should I just go after it?
No, go ahead. I rock with you, man. I'm rocking with you.
Right. So this next key is going to be two-folded, right? It's for both teams have the same key. For the Eagles, turnovers. More accurately, forcing turnovers and not committing, right? 10-0 this season, this postseason, meaning 10 forced total turnovers versus none. Eagles haven't turned the ball over at all this postseason. In 3 games, they have no turnovers, but their defense has been lights out and has 10 total takeaways. That's winning football. You mentioned the name Big Fangio. That's the biggest difference from last season to this season. Changing defensive coordinator and then getting guys that tackle well and also are ball hawking players and also just playmakers in general. 10-0 this postseason just alone on terms of forcing turnovers and turnovers committed. You cannot lose a turnover battle against Mahomes.
You can't.
And it's not even, I'm not trying to dick ride or glaze Mahomes. It's Andy Reid. It's the Chiefs in general. They have that mystique of that Patriots team back in the 2000s, where it's like, damn, you have to play damn near perfect football in order to win. And if you give them an extra possession, no matter how good Jalen Carter is, no matter how good Quinyon Mitchell is, no matter how great Saquon is, if Jalen Hurts has a bad fumble like he had in the last Super Bowl, if A.J. Brown tip ball, it gets picked off, then it's like, damn, you was driving down the field. Turnovers and momentum is a big thing in this game. And for the Eagles' sake, you cannot turn the ball over and give an offense with Patrick Mahomes, with Andy Reid, more bites at the apple. What I would suggest they do, and what I did in college football when I played a team that was like way better than me, I'm not saying the Eagles and Chiefs are that much different. Chiefs are only 1.5-point favorites because of their respect, but the Eagles are a good roster. However, what I will say, run the damn ball, play ball control. You have the best offensive line in the league. You have the top 2. One person would say top 1 running back, regardless, the top 2 running back in the game right now, and Saquon Barkley. Run the ball down the Chiefs' throat. That's what you should do, and keep Mahomes off the fucking field, because your defense, as great as it can be, can get got, especially by tight ends. We're going to talk about them later. But again, turnovers, forced turnovers, steal a turnover, steal a possession, but don't give them a possession, and that's going to be a major key. And for the Chiefs, they have to start getting turnovers. They haven't forced a turnover all postseason. Now, they've only able to play 2 games, right? But the Texans, they didn't force a turnover then. And then the Bills, they actually had a fumble. They had 5 fumbles, or 5 fumbles total during that game, and recovered none of them, right? So it's a situation where the Chiefs don't – huh?
And 2 picks that should have been caught.
Right, yeah, but they haven't forced one either. They still haven't gotten a turnover.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a situation where, like, even like Buffalo, they played that game perfect. They won the turnover margin. The ball bounced their way, but they still lost. So it's a key. It's not a major key. The Chiefs don't have to have a turnover. They don't have to force anything. But I would consider getting 4th down stops. I would consider those turnovers, right? They're turnover on downs. They don't just show up. They don't show up on a stat sheet, though. But being able to potentially stop the tush push, right? Being able to, if it's 4th and 5, make Jalen Hurts have to second guess and get hurt. He still is hurt. His leg is still not 100%. Yes, he's had 2 weeks to heal, but he's not 100%. So make Jalen Hurts have to like second guess that knee. I'm saying, hey, I don't know. I'm not saying hurt the guy, but I'm saying make it happen. But regardless, though, turnovers, they have to start forcing some Now, the Philadelphia Eagles are a great team in terms of not turning the ball over and not shooting themselves on the foot. So that's like the key matchup. Can the Philadelphia Eagles get turnovers, and can the Chiefs finally force a turnover at the worst possible time? Because that's how they. This is how the game script probably happens. It's a tip and tuck game, back and forth, and all of a sudden the Eagles get a stupid turnover, and the game gets out of hand. You don't want that to happen. So the Chiefs, for their sake, want to force a turnover, get the ball back to Patrick Mahomes, back to Andy Reid and the team.
All right. So I will say a bunch of things in response to that. One, agree. On the Chiefs side, they can play a clean game and be fine, but you really don't want to put yourself behind the 8 ball. Right? You don't want to, especially for a team like what both teams excel at is long extended drives. Like Mahomes in a down in this like 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, especially in this postseason, has I could run it if I want to, or I could do the check down to Kelsey, or I could do the check down to Kareem Hunt or P Ryan or Worley. He's really stepped up in these playoffs and been really amazing as a rookie. So they're extending drives and eating up the clock. So and also Philly can either first play from scrimmage for them 60-yard house call with Saquon Barkley. I see him doing a couple 25-yard big runs, maybe not for touchdowns, and maybe, hopefully. But even then, if he'll lean forward for 4 yards. It's very hard, especially with that good offensive line of Philly, to get them 2nd and 12s or 3rd and long because they're always moving forward. And even then, you mentioned it, the tush push. Their tush push is very stylistically different than Buffalo's. We mentioned it in the recap of Bills Chiefs. Josh Allen 6'5", 6'6", tall, and he favors one side. It's not really. It's like a QB sneak. It's not really a tush push. And then he does like the Drew Brees of like the feel me jump over it. Like nah. Versus it's an actual push. It's a rugby scrum. And he'll get obviously it's like an 80-something% success rate. So it succeeds way more than it fails. And he's like 6 foot, 6'1". He's a shorter guy. We're short. I'm 5'8", 5'9", you're 5'9", 5'10". So like we're short, but he's 6 feet. So he's short for a quarterback. He's able to, and he's strong as shit. I know his legs aren't like 100%. I mean, he's had 2 weeks off, and he did a couple of those tush pushes in the championship game.
Yeah, so, they definitely shot him up. They're definitely like, blitz the league. Remember, they definitely gave him some illegal substances. Maybe allegedly.
It's not throwing out there. It's not that. But also, like them being able to extend drives, both teams it might be a low scoring Super Bowl. Honestly, because last time it was fireworks, 38-35. Second half was amazing. But let's turn the tides, and I mentioned it earlier, Nick Bolton fumble 6. Like if Philly in this year, this is and Dan Orlovsky said like no matter what happens, like if he wins the Super Bowl, he won't be put ahead of Burrow, Allen, and Mahomes. Now Burrow, Allen, Lamar. No matter if he wins, like because and Coach Mangini said it, and I haven't been tapped in to much of the sports media stuff, except for this basketball shit. Because we're not a basketball show. That is an idea though, but I'm not really tapped into basketball like that. So we need someone else to really head it. Talking down my head right now. But the Lucas shit, I was like, I need to listen to what the fuck is going on with the Lucas stuff. And now tomorrow, Jimmy Butler is going to be the headline because it just happened like 20 minutes ago. So I haven't been tapped in, but I see clips on Twitter. And Coach Mangini said some heat rock. He was like, some quarterbacks win a Super Bowl and it's like career defining. but because like he's the quarterback of a Super Bowl winning team. But if you're the quarterback and you're the reason why you're winning the Super Bowl, it's legacy defining.
Yeah, I got the exact quote right here. Winning a Super Bowl as a quarterback is career defining, but winning a Super Bowl because you're the quarterback, that's legacy defining.
There we go.
That's heat.
That's bar. Like
That's a
even
bar.
Wiles was like, Coach cooking up right now because that's a bar, and that's the representation of what Jalen Hurts is. Like he's a quarterback for a Super Bowl winning team. Sure, career defining. Russ won because the defense. He's cool. He's career defining. Like he won a chip. Joe Flacco won a chip, but Matthew Stafford legacy defined because he was always good, but winning and playing well. Granted, Cooper Kupp won MVP, but who gave him those passes? Matthew Stafford. Mahomes got a couple of MVPs, but high key because she could have been given to other people. But that's okay. Tom Brady won with scoring 10 points. I always bring it up.
Yeah.
So, like, being a quarterback and just being along for the ride, because obviously I got Philly winning. This is I already know this. Saquon Barkley is going to be the MVP of the Super Bowl. But if he has a pedestrian game of, like, let's say he has like 75, 80 yards and one touchdown, and Jalen Hurts repeats the same performance he had last time, excluding the fumble, he's the Super Bowl MVP. That's legacy defining. Then we can talk about putting him in the top 5 and bumping out someone else because Lamar's still in there because I know Lamar going MVP3. That's what I'm saying. But I've done talked about a lot of things, but can't turn over the ball, both sides. Yeah. But for Philly, if you really want to put the pressure on them, because that's the thing that no one really talks about. Mahomes hasn't really been challenged. And what I mean by that, and when I say like you probably might say I'm chatting, but you might just hear me out for a second. In all their games, because they haven't lost a playoff game since 2020. About when they lost to Joe Burrow.
That's 2022.
So so they haven't lost a game since 2022. In one possession games, they won like how many straight?
Yeah, it's insane, especially in the playoffs. Yeah,
they've won a wide variety of different ways. One score. If Philly is able to get a turnover or two early and do the Natty Bats commandments of scoring touchdowns and not field goals, and really put the pressure, maybe a 2-score lead, maybe a 3-score lead if they can do it, along with sustaining those long drives that they'd like to do, it will pose a challenge to Mahomes.
That's not chatting because any team that gets down 3 possessions in the biggest game of the season is going to be like, damn, can we come back? My only counter, and you'll be like, damn, like, it's like, who slipped? I mean, all 3 of Mahomes' Super Bowl wins have come from behind by double digits.
True.
Every single one of them, they've been down 10-plus points in the fourth quarter and come back and win. The only one that he didn't come back and win was the Bucks one.
Yeah.
But his 3 wins, the first one 2019 against the Niners, the other one against the Eagles, they were down 10 at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And the last year, they were down by multiple scores going into the fourth or in the second half, and they locked in and came back to win, forced overtime for the Niners case, but still came back and win. So it's a situation where, like, yes, get a turnover, put the pressure on them, but the Chiefs have shown they can win by going up a lot, or if they're down 10, down 14, down 17. And if you think about it, when you're sitting and watching a game, and let's say the script goes perfect, they get a bad ball, picks, because Mahomes is bad. The first halves for the Chiefs haven't been good in the Super Bowl. They have not been good in the Super Bowl in the first halves. Second half, they put it on. It's like, oh shit, this is the Chiefs. But do not be shocked. And you will not be shocked at all if the Chiefs are down, let's say, 10 points going into halftime. But that's exactly where they have been down the same amount going for the last couple of years. So it's like, damn. It's like, damn, we've seen this before. Then if you're up 17-0, you probably like, oh, seen this before, right?
28-3. So it's never
Right.
out of
So, like, shout out also, by the way, there's been an 8-year anniversary of that. So
Damn.
always fuck Atlanta.
But
Say,
you gave me a counter. I'm also do like a dodge. I'm gonna leave it, but
Okay.
also putting pressure on Mahomes to have a start to finish. Like Nick Wright said it today, and I completely agree. Like second half, Super Bowls, 3 for 4, amazing, great. The first 30 minutes though, like this, he doesn't play. I don't know what it is. Maybe because he's playing the better team in the next conference over, actually leveling up in competition, but he hasn't started well. So if they want to win against, I guess this is like, if they don't win this year, Philly cooked. I'm not gonna lie, but Harold Roseman's a great GM, so he could probably retool it and spin back. But I will say he needs to have a start to finish. He can maybe have a shaky punt on the first drive, but you get something not 3 and out or rip, but like maybe like you go like maybe midfield and you're like, okay, let's punt it. That's fine, but you can't start your first 2-3 drives, nothing, and then expect to Mahomes, which you probably will at this point, to save you again, or the not the Tomlin magic, voodoo magic. It's the Chiefs devil magic now. But we'll see, man. I'm excited 100%. But we just talking about key number 1. We still got 2 other keys for the Chiefs.
All right, key number 2. 2 people: Drew Tranquil and George Karlaftis. I definitely spelled this name wrong, but you get the point. We mentioned Karlaftis earlier. He's like top 15 all time in playoff sacks. He has more sacks than Lawrence Taylor in the playoff, which is actually insane. Drew Tranquil, linebacker, shout out to Notre Dame. They have to be able to stop Saquon. Now, when I say stop Saquon, this is one of those things where he's inevitable, like Thanos. Slow him down. Make him earn those 4 yards, 5 yards, or 3 yards, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Do not have a situation where his first play from scrimmage is a 60-yard bomb touchdown. Don't have he's always due for the first half having like oh my god, this guy is amazing. He's like the best player in the fucking league. 75-yard touchdown run. And then he always has like a dagger type run in the second half. I was like, shit, the Rams. First play in the fourth quarter for them. He's like, I got this. I'm taking it to the crib. He had 3 touchdowns against the Commanders. And it's a situation where it's like, damn, he could have had another touchdown against the Packers. So he's gonna probably he has 2,400 yards all purpose this season. Not all purpose, just rushing. Regular season and playoffs. You're not stopping him for 4 quarters. But first down, second down, making it 3rd and long, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 8, forcing Jalen Hurts to throw the ball, that's what's going to happen. So you're not stopping Saquon for 4 quarters. You're not. But stop him for 2 plays at a time where, okay, the Eagles are outside of their element and they have to throw the ball. If Jalen Hurts, and this goes, again, when we give our official pick, my pick is going to be the Chiefs. But I'm going to explain why later on. But if Jalen Hurts has the Super Bowl minus the fumble he had 2 years ago, where he ran the ball 3 times for a touchdown, he had a touchdown pass to A.J. Brown, was efficient, was awesome, had the best game of his career, you chalk it up, hey, we lost because Jalen Hurts was the man. But if this game gets out of hand because Baquan is doing Baquan things, then it's over. They have no chance. So Drew Tranquil, George Karlaftis, they have to be the guys to stop Saquon. Obviously, again, Chris Jones is going to have to be a massive part as well. But the front 7, I'm calling 2 guys out in the front 7. Drew Tranquil, George Karlaftis, they got to stop Saquon. And then my last key is someone that sometimes is always a player that you least expect. Last Super Bowl, Juju Smith-Schuster was awesome. 2 Super Bowls ago, Kadarius Toney punt return almost touchdown, like 84 yards. I think D Hop is gonna have to be vintage D Hop. I think that Xavier Worthy has the speed. He's gonna be awesome. I think the running game is gonna be fine. Travis Kelce lives for big moments. That's cool. But I think D Hop, the reason no however commas.
Oh,
You get D Hop for moments like this. You trade for him in the offseason. He's one of the best receivers in my lifetime that I've ever seen in my lifetime. He just doesn't have the hardware because he played for a sorry ass Texans team. I think that he has to turn back the clock and cook whoever it is, whether it's Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, CJ Gardner Johnson, who I like and don't like. He's one of those pesky guys that you kind of have respect for. He also was a Saint, so a Saint legend. I just think that he doesn't have to, but if you get like a 10 catch, a $120 game from D Hop, it's like, oh shit. Like, it's not saying you're not expecting it, but you need to have some of the other guys. And I'm not kind of trying to disrespect D Hop by saying he's another guy because it's DeAndre Hopkins. But he hasn't had I think he has one playoff catch this season. In the 2 games he's played, he has 1 catch. Yeah, he didn't have a catch last week. So it's a situation like, damn, Xavier Worthy, he stepped his game up. Travis Kelce's always going to be around somewhere, always. But D-Hop's going to have to step up. And he's going to be guarded by the second best corner. Hell, maybe the third. Make a play. Don't have Juju Smith-Schuster be overshadowing you. Like you are better than Juju. Like that's duh. But situation like, hey, D-Hop, be vintage D-Hop. It doesn't have to be a 10 catch game. It's like Chris Jones doesn't get the sacks, but he always like impacts the game somehow. D-Hop's gonna have that wolf, damn back-breaking play for the so that's just me. I think that's the third key. We're not going Xavier Worthy or Travis Kelce or Pacheco. Trying to pick a guy that I just think that can potentially have a big game, and I think D-Hop's hands are awesome. So we've reached the point. We gotta stake our claim, stand on business.
Point of no return, huh?
Point of no return. Our official picks. Shabazz, talk to the people.
It's quite simple. It's quite simple. I'll paint the picture of my pick. I rated, like when the playoffs first started, I was like, okay, it's gonna be the battle with the birds again. Ravens, Eagles, Super Bowl, with us winning, of course. Then we got eliminated. So like, fuck. Then Detroit got eliminated. I was like, oh, like, okay, like that would have been the only team. I was like, okay, maybe if it's at Ford Field, maybe they could get a run for their money. But they was injured up the shit. Maybe next year. Then Buffalo beat us. So I was like, all right. Buffalo beat us. So I'm petty. And I'm like, I wanted them to beat the Chiefs. Regardless, I didn't want them in the Super Bowl again. Like I wanted someone else in there. Just so have like a new champion regardless. Like we're gonna have a new champion, cool. And then they lost. And I was like, niggas can't get the job done, so that's crazy. If it was any other team going for a three-peat, I kid you not, I'd be going for them. Like, let's say Philly was going for a three-peat, which would be absolutely, like, I don't think Philadelphia could survive even a championship, but like a three-peat, crazy. But for me, I'm going with Philly. I'm going with Philly to win this game and to win the Super Bowl. Saquon Barkley MVP. One, because they have the best player, obviously not quarterback, excluding quarterback, they have the best player. Two, the defenses, I would say, is a wash. They have solid corners, both of them. They both have dominant interior defensive linemen. Like, I would say it's a wash. Slight edge to Philly because the secondary is slightly better. Well, they have more depth, but I say as a watch. When you got Spags, like that's actually adding another person because he's so smart and he's key on when to blitz and when not to blitz, whatever. Like they call it the Spags blitz now. Like that's when you become a thing.
Yeah, the
It's
adjective, yeah.
like it's crazy. So I would say it's a wash. Offensively, kind of lean Philly. Now playoff Mahomes, playoff Kelsey is a thing, absolutely. But AJ Brown, who cooked the last Super Bowl, who's more mature since reading the book and gotten the book sales up crazy. Devontae he's big. He lives up for these moments. He's won a Heisman. He's won natties. Like he's not shy of the bright lights. Last time was not shy of the bright lights. He's built for these moments, and I'm a fan of his. If I was to get a Philly jersey, wouldn't if I were, I would be a Devontae Smith jersey because I think he is my favorite player on that team because he's just awesome. And he puts on for the short, slim Kings. The offensive lines, I would say it's a wash, edge to Philly because of the tackles. Like the tackles for Philly are better, but the interior guard center guard for the Chiefs is better. But for Saquon's purposes of the zone read, not the zone read, what's that shit called?
Outside zone.
Outside zone. I gotta give it for that. Coaching, Andy Reid, of course. Quarterback, Mahomes, of course. I don't want to see the three-peat. I don't want to see them win. So by pure pettiness and pure childness, I'm going for Philly, man.
Hey, man.
Now, also, I don't want Nick Wright to be happy. But like honestly, I really don't give a fuck who wins. But since we're putting our opinion and our stake and our claim out there, I'm gonna roll with Philly.
Okay. So you're staking your claim on Philly. Oh, Shabazz. As much as I want to agree with you, man. Here's my situation.
Talk to me.
Am I rooting for Philly? A little bit. A lot of bit. Shout out to Elko, man. I know he's not in the show yet. He'll be in. He'll probably hit us up later on. But Elko, man, all season, all 2 seasons, all 3 seasons we've been doing the show. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Philly if they win. However, you know wrestling, you know WWE, so I'm gonna take it back to Ric Flair. What is Ric Flair's famous saying besides "woo"?
Jet flying limousine Ryan. I don't know.
To beat a man, you gotta beat the man.
Oh yeah, true.
And until I see the Chiefs lose a Super Bowl, I gotta ride the hot hand. Everything that you said was 100% accurate. They have push on offensive line, but lead Philly. Saquon is the best non-quarterback in the entire game. Defense, pretty much a wash. You lean Kansas City, but you can make an argument for Philly. The receiving core, you lean Philly. Everything except for the quarterback, you lean for Philly, a quarterback and head coach. And that's the problem. Andy Reid is better than Nick Sirianni. And Mahomes is better than Jalen Hurts. Now, I will say this. Jalen Hurts just wins. He just wins, baby. It's not pretty. No one gives a damn if it's pretty or like ugly. He just wins. So I got to give Jalen Hurts all the credit. But until, again, I said it before and I say it again better this time. To beat a man, you have to beat the man. And until Kansas City loses, I'm riding the hot hand. It's kind of like in blackjack, and you'll love this situation. You don't get someone tries to come into the table. We riding hot. Yo, stay out. Stay away. We riding hot right now.
They wait till we lose.
Wait till we lose in order to join. That's the type of situation I think the Chiefs they're destined. I think that my prediction for MVP, it will probably be they might give it to a defensive player depending on how the game goes. Like if they stop Saquon, like stop him down, they might give it to Chris Jones.
You know they're not going to do that.
They're not going to. They're probably going to give it to Mahomes or Kelsey. Now again, if Kelsey has like 10 catches, $120 for 2 touchdowns, yeah. But we know it's going to be Mahomes.
You know they're gonna give it to Mahomes. Like the only way, like if Philly wins, they're not gonna give it to Hurts, and that's the crazy part.
True, that's absolutely true. They're going to give it to Saquon.
They're gonna give it to Saquon.
Official pick. Kansas City. They cover. They're 1.5-point spread. They cover. I think that's actually a high scoring game. I think I got the realm of 34-31. And Harrison Bucker walk off, get a game
At the end zone, but like so no overtime, just for me.
No overtime, just
to get into regular voodoo magic.
Yep.
Or a phantom call that shouldn't have been called, or roughing the pass by Jalen Carter. Roughing the pass by Jalen Carter, gets him field goal range.
Oh, you already know the script. You already know the script.
This is the script. No. This is even worse. No, Mahomes stepping out of bounds. Unnecessary roughness. CJ Gardner-Johnson. Feel me? They field goal range. Bucker for the win. And Tom Brady calling it for the win. That's good. That's bro.
You already know the script, man.
Jake Elliott, bro, he gotta make some kicks, bro, because he's been ass. He's been dog shit. Playoffs.
Fun fact: he's missed 8 kicks this season, including playoffs. He's missed only 8 in his last 3 seasons combined.
That's crazy.
He's been ass this year.
Oh, man. So, I remember he was drafted when Philly won. He was the rookie kicker that helped them win the Super Bowl. Yeah. Same thing with Justin Tucker. We're not going to talk about that, though.
No, yeah.
We're not talking about these allegations on my son's name.
Allegations.
Accusations. But you got Chiefs. I got Philly. If it was any other team than the Chiefs, I would probably win. Like, if they have the best coach and best quarterback, and I have AFC pride. I'm AFC. But, no, I can't.
Yeah.
Can, but we'll talk about it on Tuesday. Hopefully, the best. We hope Kendrick Lamar. Dun, 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 dun. Great halftime show. Good commercials. What's your plan? How you starting there? Are you going to drop to the bendo, or are you just going
bendo? Getting a haircut on Saturday.
Nice shit.
Finally getting this big chop for the first cut of the year type shit.
Nice shit.
Big chop. Not the full beard, but kind of like what you got. Hanging out with Corbett. We got a UFC card this weekend on Saturday. Sean Strickland versus Drake Duplessis. Okay. And then
Monday off?
Huh? I took Monday off. Yep.
Smart.
Did you take Monday off?
No, I didn't. I should start doing that though. Like
I've taken the Monday after Super Bowl off for the last 4 years now. This is like the 4th year in a row. Yeah.
So it's becoming a holiday tradition.
It's always been a holiday tradition for me.
Now we'll see. I think if the Ravens was in it, I probably definitely would have taken this. But then if we won, I would have wanted to pump on my chest the day after with my Ravens jersey. Like, what's up, y'all? Maybe next year I could do that. Maybe next year. But I'm probably me and baby girl just probably just GMAC at her crib and just watch the game together. We'll see.
Big bet.
What's up? Yo, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend. The season's coming so close. And if there's one person that's here, you guys, if you care at all, hey, this will probably be the last time for a while. I got a wedding to plan. It becomes very expensive to pursue a YouTube journey. So it'll be taking a temporary break until we solidify wedding plans and start paying that stuff off. And yeah, so until then, I could try to push for next season. I can try. But that's how you probably see me at least would be
Tuesday.
On Tuesday. So yeah, you have until the 23rd, no, the 22nd. So you want to push out videos or whatever, you have to the 22nd. But yeah, so I'm Shabazz. That's 90 Baps. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I just hope for a competitive Super Bowl. No one gets blown out. No low scoring games like 2017. And there you go.
Boom.
Oh, I'm sorry. Literally life. 4 F's in the V. Faith, family, food, football, and I do this every time. Yo.
Vindication.
You guys on Tuesday after post Super Bowl 59. Crazy.
Yep.
A whole and when did they release the colors, man?
For next year,
Yeah,
probably in like March.
I need to know if it's purple in there, man. Because it was purple last year, and they flipped the script for Taylor Swift, bitch ass. But I'm Shabazz and anybody should see you guys on Tuesday.